Singapore wakes up. Wake up, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. We are The Big Show. FD is on leave. He is holidaying in Barcelona. And in FD's place, of course, we have Kyle Ravin.
Good morning.
This is our regular contributor, Mr. Adrian Choo from Career Agility International.
Hello, Mr. Chu.
He is our career strategist. Adrian, Kyle, Adrian.
Hi.
Mr. Chu makes me sound so old.
Like your father.
Master Choo, ladies and gentlemen.
Master Chu makes me sound.
We should have like a Master Chu sound effect. Doo-doo-doo. Master Chu.
I like that. Master Chu every Thursday at 8 a.m.
Well, like Mr. Adrian Choo.
Yeah, you can just call him Adrian. Just call him Adrian.
Call me.
So
Just call me Adrian.
I like it.
Here's the morning, Adrian.
That should be my new theme song.
Oh
Actually.
my
On Thursday
God!
mornings.
You get Glenn to sing it. But okay, it's no singing, no nonsense. We're going to be talking about something serious, which is work-life balance, which nobody seems to be able to attain.
What does that mean?
Is it work? Yeah, is it reality? Is
What's
it a
such thing
pipe dream? What is it?
So that's interesting because there was a study that was released last year that said that Singaporeans work the longest hours across all of Asia Pacific, 45 hours a week.
What?
And I
What are we
suspect
supposed to be working?
40, but
Four.
I think even 40 is the official.
Yeah.
Because even when you're working 40 hours, by right, you got to add in your off days, your leave days and everything. So it should come down. But Singaporeans are working really, really hard.
But we are still the happiest in Asia.
Are we?
Yeah, it came out. It was a study. Yes,
Apparently
yes.
so.
Apparently.
Asia, wow.
Apparently
In
so.
Afghanistan, they only work 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah.
I get
They are,
another
they are
dollar.
the unhappiest country in Asia.
In the world, I think. In the world.
Afghanistan World Index.
I don't,
World Index.
don't blame them, but you know, it's that's why today I thought it might be interesting for us to talk about what is work-life balance.
Yeah.
Is it relative?
Yeah.
Does it exist?
Does it exist? Should we be gunning for it, or is it just a pipe dream that people tell us that people who already have achieved work-life balance because they're so successful, they're just born rich, tell us you must have work-life balance.
But some people say it's not so much about the balance; it's about the integration.
Yeah,
You know,
and-
you just let the two sort of meld into
And I
each
don't
other.
know whether that's a good thing or not. That's why I was hoping today, maybe if our listeners today could call in or drop in a message and tell us whether or not they actually are enjoying work-life balance.
Sometimes
now.
it's not even about the work. It's like if you're having enough sex, you're just happy.
That,
to be
This is
working
true
even
as well.
more.
Yes. Okay. It took him 2 hours and 3 seconds, 3 minutes to come up with the word sex. But join us on the Big Show and the Big Show TV, where we'll be talking more about sex, or no less. Balance?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. But here's something that rhymes with sex. X. Lil Nas X, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we go now on Kiss 92?
It's okay. All the kids are in school. Hopefully. Okay.
So let me ask you a question. As radio DJs, okay, radio hosts, is there work-life balance? I'm finding out. Kyle, do you have work-life balance?
Okay, so this is very. I don't know how to answer this question because to me this is not work. I'm one of the few people that I think is fortunate enough to have work, but my work is not work to me. I
Doing what you
love
love,
doing what I
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's here or hosting my events outside or whatever that I'm doing media related, I love it.
But imagine, Kyle, that you're so booked up with so many events and everything that you don't even have time to spend with your kids or your kids' family or
Your
pets.
future daughter.
Future daughter.
So I was telling Glenn.
We
earlier
were just
on,
talking just now at the urinal.
in the toilet. Yeah.
Okay.
While
That's
we
where the
were-
real
while we
conversations
were busy.
happen.
I was telling Glenn that the whole of April I chose not to take on any shows at all. So I'm
Aw.
expecting a baby. So
Congratulations.
Yes, baby
Oh,
girl.
thank you,
What
Master.
date are you expecting
Well,
her?
mid-April.
Okay.
But you know, based
The
on
prep,
based
the-
on what we spoke to the doctor yesterday,
Early.
this girl could come anytime after the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they always say the first
Yeah.
one is always early. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was saying that this whole month I've chose not to work at all, just to spend time with the wife and the baby and whatnot. So
And that's nice because you're in a business where you are in control of your
Able,
time.
yeah.
Correct, right? You can
Correct.
say no.
correct.
And that's why I guess that there is the work-life balance equation is in your control, which is fantastic. I don't know
Not
how
many
much-
people get
not
that.
many people do
No.
that, right?
Yeah, it's a
No.
privilege. Really, it's
Yeah.
a blessing and a privilege. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Do you guys feel you got work-life balance?
Absolutely.
I think I never had work-life balance before I joined SPH. but I do have right now because I mean, you do your work, you do it well. Bosses understand that you wake up at 4:45 in the morning, and so when your shift is done, you can do whatever you want, right? You want to sleep the entire day, you want to go and work out, you want to go play golf. It's up to you, but come back the next day refreshed and look forward to a show, your show once again. So that's the way it is. I think we're also kind of mature to know how to manage things.
Yeah.
Like if we're getting booked, by many people, then we need to balance it out because you don't want to take and then tire yourself out as well.
You burn out, right?
You don't want to be greedy.
Yeah, I think the ability to, like what you said, the ability to choose, the ability to say no is a privilege.
Yeah.
And that's why Kyle's saying, I've decided that I'm not going to work in April because I have the choice not to.
Yeah.
Glenn will decide, I don't want to work on Saturday because firstly, I don't need it. Secondly, I'm busy. I've got other stuff to do. And the same for me as well. So I think for us, it's a very different situation as compared to your 9-to-5 corporate world.
And I guess also it's a function of where you are in your career. If you're early on in your career and you're building something for yourself, I think it'll be a different equation, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. You say yes to everything.
Yeah.
But then you come to a point where it's like, okay, maybe I could say no to this. Maybe I can be a bit more choosy.
Yeah.
Because I think in our younger days, we would have jumped at any and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Depends
you
on
build
how
that
hungry you
experience.
are as well. Yeah.
But I mean, again, we are the minority, I feel.
Yes.
But whoever's listening in is at that desk job.
No
They're
choice.
They're currently sitting in their cubicle and noticing that, okay, 8 o'clock is a bit early. Okay, they're driving down to CTE, going to work, you know. And then they'll end up in their cubicle until 11:30, where they go for lunch and come back at 1 o'clock, and then they go home at 5, and they sit on the train or in the traffic jams and stuff like that. Day after day, it's the same.
But there's nothing to complain about. I mean, day after day is the same. But I think when you're talking about work-life balance, I'm thinking about the individual who's constantly working, as in working really, really hard with no time for
Going
themselves at all, right? But there's some people who just sit at the office the whole day. I mean, to me, I don't even take them into account.
As balance, right? Okay.
When you talk about work-life balance, you're talking about people who are working extremely hard.
Yeah, even after hours.
Yeah.
And one of the things I do notice is that we Singaporeans work really, really hard, actually. But then again, the ultimate question is, are we productive?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you're working long hours, but you're just hanging around just to warm the seat or just hang around till the boss leaves.
Having an affair with a colleague, perhaps.
Oh yeah, yeah, I understand.
That's not work
In the name of working, hey.
No, but one thing that Angel said earlier was quite interesting. She used the phrase work-life integration. Now people are talking about work-life balance, work-life integration, and I have an issue with that because should work and life be integrated? It sounds miserable if I got to integrate work into my life.
But especially since COVID, where people are working more from home, it's kind of hard to draw those hard lines. Everything's been more blurred, right?
So Yen and
Isn't
I have a
taking
philosophy where we incorporate life into our work. So it's life-work integration. So Yen's my co-founder. So together, we have this focus where the work's important, but life, family, and everything comes first. But once again, we are in a very blessed situation where we can do that because we're running our own business.
Yeah.
If you're not, then sometimes you need to take on certain strategies to push back if your bosses make you do work on
So who
Saturday
is
and
this
Sunday.
for? This work-life balance topic. You know what I mean? It's we have it.
Yeah.
It's not for you and Yen.
Yeah.
Who are we speaking to?
I think it's for everybody. I think it's for everybody because there are going to be some points in your career where you can't push back.
Right.
So how do we handle that?
Okay.
Right. By having a lychee martini.
Lychee martini.
Lychee.
All right. The Jonas Brothers, the next only human. Why?
What are you
Lychee?
doing? What Jonas Brothers is playing now.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
We're going to traffic.
Yes, we're going to traffic up there. Why? I was thrown off by you guys. I said lychee.
Yeah, I know the French say lychee because clearly
it?
they can't say lychee.
You
They
guys say
also
lychee?
say Wi-Fi.
Okay, stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the AYE towards the MCE at the PIE-KJE exit, look out for a broken down vehicle. Also on the KPE towards the ECP after the Airport Road exit, another vehicle is having some trouble there. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. We are the Big Show, and I just want to say this for those of you who have not read the news or didn't listen to the news earlier. Singapore is the most happy country in Asia, once again, for the second year running.
With 45 hours per week of work.
Yes.
and,
See?
and teetering on what work-life balance is.
What's
so,
making us so happy?
Yeah, exactly.
No opportunities for lychee martinis.
Yeah. Okay, so what's
Shaken, not stirred.
I just want to say a very good morning to Kevin, who's tuned in right now.
Good morning,
and
Kevin.
his lovely girlfriend who's in town,
Lisa.
Lisa is also tuned in.
Good morning, Lisa.
Yeah, I'm sure Lisa says lychee as well. Wait, hold on. So lychee is absolutely unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
It's got to be lychee. then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is it Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi, of course.
Yeah, the French say Wi-Fi.
Huh.
Yeah, they also say lychee.
No,
though.
but Wi-Fi is, taking a group
Yeah, no,
photo.
I know. That was before the
Together.
selfie Wi-Fi thing came
Okay,
along.
we'll,
They
we'll
said
talk
Wi-Fi.
about ram buttons later.
Yes.
Ram
Okay.
buttons.
Yeah. Let's get back to work.
Okay.
And talking about
There you go. You see, work-life balance. This is
Work-life
what I mean.
balance, yeah.
He's
But
trying
I
to
was
balance
trying to
us.
enjoying.
create work-life balance there.
But he's enjoying. I like the philosophy of yours, Carl. When you talk about making the work that you do because you're enjoying it, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like work. I think
Yeah.
that's just really great. But in everyone's job, there are components that are fun, the components that you don't quite want to do. So it's work is not always fun. That's why it's called work.
Yeah.
Right? So, but for many of us, and I'm very curious to find out from our listeners, even though we are supposed to be the happiest nation in the world, are we working too many? Are we working too long? Are we working too hard? I'm curious.
But sometimes working brings joy to
Yeah.
many people. And this is just my opinion. I don't know whether you agree with me, right? So in Singapore, everyone has to work hard,
Yes.
right? And for some people, I notice this because when I get home sometimes, I see some of my neighbors, they are in their cars. I get the impression that they are just kind of like decompressing.
They sit there for a
Because
while.
they don't want to go
right?
up. The
Guilty
moment
as
they go
charged.
up, but that's it.
The
Family.
children,
Guilty
everything.
as charged. I do that.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah.
I gotta decompress,
correct.
exorcise the stresses.
Yeah. So I feel like, for some people, right, work is more fun than having to go home and face the reality of their family life. I don't know. Am I
Well, I don't know, but for myself, I decompress in the car because I don't want to bring any negative energy which I may have gotten from work into
Yeah.
the house, and I think it's not fair for the family.
Yeah.
I come back home and I
Yeah.
take it on the kids. So for myself, I try to draw boundaries.
Yeah.
okay?
So that yeah. And I thought I was the only one who did that. No, but a lot of people apparently do that. They decompress in the car for a while.
Okay.
And then they have very clear demarcation because sometimes if you're not careful, you bring the stresses of work back home, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You bring the work
Stresses
the
of home,
yeah.
to work.
to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And
But don't
then-
you agree that some people love it? They live to work. They're so passionate about it.
Yeah.
They can't help it. They end up working longer hours.
And I don't think there's anything even wrong with that sometimes, if to each their own, right?
If they're getting paid extra as well.
If you're getting paid extra, if you look at people like Elon Musk, okay, these guys, or Mark Zuckerberg, they are working they only sleep 4 hours a day.
But they're a
Exactly.
special breed, though.
Yeah, they're
You
special.
know what I mean? They're very special in the fact that they started their own companies. It worked.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are working for
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people.
but they
but
love
tru-
working.
Yeah, but trust me, people who work for other people who just live to work
Well,
as
yeah,
well because
no.
they're so passionate about what
I
they
wanna,
do.
I want to add to this. I want to bring up my mom. So my mom works in Sports SG.
Okay.
Okay.
She's probably past her retirement age already, so she's going on contract. But she's got this thing where work is supposed to end, let's say, at 4 o'clock. But she is more than happy to OT until 6, 7 o'clock because
Right.
I go home and do nothing. What?
But even without being compensated, because there's some people
No, she
who
gets
don't get
compensated.
paid OT.
She definitely gets
Then
compensated.
that's fine, right?
Yeah. And the further question is this: work-life balance is that for everyone? For example, if I'm a frontline staff or if I'm a at a counter sort of staff, then when I finish work, I literally finish work lah. But there are many other types of work where I can get an email even at home and I'm responding to that email. Does that mean that I'm working? Or,
And
you know?
technically, and that's why when people say that Singaporeans work 45 hours a week, I actually think it's longer because you're not counting in all those
All those
stupid WhatsApp
weekend-
messages,
weekend talks, yeah.
your midnight calls to the
Yeah.
US,
Yeah.
those are time time stealers. They steal all time from you.
Yeah, but it's not calculated.
It's not calculated.
It's not
And I
calculated.
suspect if you add it all in, it might be even 50 plus hours.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on the Big Show TV. We're talking about work-life balance here today. It's 8:15.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by
Okay.
I mean, I get it that what Glenn was saying is that sometimes people want to work because they enjoy the work. I don't know how many people, and please message us on Facebook or YouTube and let us know what you think about what I'm going to say. Are people working long hours because they enjoy it, or people working long hours because they have to? I mean, cost of living in Singapore is not cheap. It's very high.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Some people have 2 jobs. Some people have 3 jobs. I've run into Grab drivers that have day jobs that I still have to drive at night because they need to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come jump on our Facebook and let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, we actually got a message here from Joel. It says, he says, it seems difficult to articulate precisely what's the difference between work-life balance, because I know a lot of people who just cannot switch off from work even during family time. And I think that's what we were talking about a while ago, because you're sitting down with your kids or with the wife, and then suddenly an email comes in, and what do you do?
I feel like family has almost become like a crutch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if you didn't have a family, you were on your own. You know, you were like living your own life and all that.
Life would be so much simpler.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, because you're just responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
But you choose to have a family because.
Because.
You know, I don't think there's a real reason because.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just
for sure.
putting it out there
Yeah.
since we're talking about
And I know this individual.
why some people just want to work.
I
and
know
work
this
and work.
individual. She was working in the same company for 35 years. Okay, and she didn't have a family. She's not married and everything. And when she said, "I work very long hours because there's nothing to go back home to, and I'm happy." You know. But when she retired, she took it really hard, because then she realized that she had not developed that life. She had been developing that work element of it, not the life element.
And once you quit work, that's
And
it.
it's not just about having a family or what, but she didn't have hobbies in the areas of interests or anything, or even friends, because I had no time for friends. So she was very successful, and when she retired, it took her quite a while to wind down, to come to
And
that
find
point.
herself, yeah.
So,
Adrian, what
Had
if
to
you-
buy an inflatable
what-
doll.
Oh boy, we're going there.
Humanoid.
Humanoid doll. Okay. What if your work friends become your friends, like your life
That's
friends, like
okay.
like the only friends a person has
As the people at
are
work,
the people
colleagues.
at work? Then your work follows you back home
I don't
everywhere.
know.
Right?
Not just that, and then when you quit, do your friends come with you?
Yeah.
Your colleagues / friends?
It depends. Are they
You
your
know?
friends with benefits or not?
Like, do they cover duty for you? Right, is what you mean?
Because it's all about the sex, right?
Oh, we're going
I
there
didn't say
again.
anything.
What kind of benefits are you talking about, though? You need to qualify what it is.
I thought it was covering duty.
No.
I thought we were talking about work-life balance. Adrian Choo,
okay,
please.
so and that's an interesting point. Not the friends with benefits, but the interesting point
The
is
doll?
not that part either. I got a feeling we're going to be censured very soon, but you're going to get a call.
Stephen
check.
Chu is going to
Let me
message. He said,
Okay,
So far, so good.
no,
Carry on, carry
no,
on.
what you mentioned, and this is a question I always ask: can you really find friends at the workplace? Are they really friends? Can colleagues be friends?
it's hard to tell unless you leave and they're still your friends.
True, right?
You know what I
and
mean?
Then they no longer become your colleagues, and then you're catch 22 again. So
Exactly.
But then again, I think very few people have friends at work. I don't know. And is it wise to make your colleagues
your friends.
Yeah.
Friends
See?
/ family,
Yeah.
yeah. Mark De Silva has come on our Facebook and he said there was this big MNC that called a global meeting with the CEO and HR and all the staff. No one knew what the agenda of the call was.
Okay.
But because of time difference, some people had to hop on the call at 3 a.m. Okay. The topic of the call,
Work-life
work-life balance. More than 30% of the employees dropped off the call within 5 minutes of the topic being revealed. Companies talk about work-life balance, but most are just for show.
True, and it's true. I've actually know a company that organized a work-life balance symposium on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh no!
How stupid is that? I say
Oh,
run
no.
straight away.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's what these people did.
So honest question, let me ask the expert.
yeah.
So besides radio, the majority of what I do is I host D&Ds. So I host a lot of dinner and dance, right? And sometimes I get this comment, why is my D&D on a Saturday? I want to have fun with my family, ma.
Yeah.
Why do I want to see people again on a Saturday?
Which is true.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Why don't they do it on a work day?
Exactly.
Take time out of the company.
Like, why does it even need to be a Friday night? Why can't it be a work night?
I think it's quite rare
and
that
then
a
finish
D&D
early.
is on a
Saturday?
weekend.
Yeah. That's true.
No. A lot of Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Not during the week.
No, it's all like
Like
for me.
equal amount.
Most of the time, it's always Friday, Saturday.
Friday I
Saturday.
get because
Yeah.
then people don't have to wake up
The rare
early.
occasion like this week, I had one for on Monday, right? That's a
Yeah.
rare one. But yeah, D&Ds, Friday, Saturday.
Company events.
Company events.
Company
Okay,
events.
D&D once a year only lah. So I think it's okay. You know, if it's once a year, I think it's fine. But and normally most companies will give maybe the afternoon off for you to prepare for it. I know companies that actually give one day off for you to prepare for the
Not all. lah,
The
not
day
all,
of.
not all.
some.
A lot of them will tell you, you can leave 1 hour early. And then they come up with some complicated theme, like East meets West lah, around the
You
world.
gotta go
and
find
then,
outfits.
And then expect you to dress up.
The same old over the years.
Every year. But then next question is this now: do we have a choice when it comes to work-life balance? And if your boss is demanding, okay, so I'm going to say something here that's really going to be really unpopular. I think sometimes people who complain about work-life balance are asking for it. They're asking for it, as in it can be avoided, but they just want to work too hard. So for instance, if you are 6:30 p.m., you're still in the office, you've done your PowerPoint deck, okay, almost done, 90% done, but you're tweaking. Oh, this picture not that good, maybe that picture, and the PowerPoint deck is not due for submission for maybe 2 weeks later or a week later. Do you have to stick around for the next half hour, 1 hour to go and do this? Sometimes you just get involved, you get carried away. And it's not urgent and not important. Just draw a line and say, okay, fine, I'm going back home, I'm going to have dinner with the kids and everything. If there's time, maybe I'll do it tonight, but let's do it tomorrow morning.
So you gotta manage your own time.
Yeah, sometimes we just get carried away. And if you are not mindful of it, the escalation. And the other thing also is sometimes we say yes to our colleagues too much. Sometimes our colleagues tell us, hey, can you do this? Okay, yes. And then you do it, and then after a while, you keep saying yes, and then people keep piling work on you.
Yeah.
Then who's asking for it? You're kind of not learning how to push back. Then who's to blame? You can blame the colleagues, but then the colleagues are saying, this guy is so helpful.
So it's also your company's culture, right? Like person A could finish work at 4 o'clock, and this person A would have colleagues that need to take till 6 o'clock to finish that same amount of work. Can person A leave, or will person A feel, if I leave, then people will say you skiving, But I'm done with my work earlier. I'm more efficient than you. Like, is it wrong for me to leave?
Or the stereotype Japanese companies we used to hear about, but you cannot leave until the boss leaves.
Right.
Then the boss is a workaholic, he's an expatriate, no family in Singapore. He works at 10 o'clock, then everyone's like, pretending to work, but actually on Facebook.
Yeah.
I've seen stories like that before, and even to this day. So
Eric Lowe has a solution for work-life balance. He says get a work wife.
That's right, exactly.
Wow.
Some-
I have a lot of experience in that area.
That's true. You got 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now
the same
no
time,
longer.
but,
yeah,
But I
of
have to
course.
say, it was
Did it work out?
nice,
It
and
worked
it
out.
worked out. I was always
Yeah.
very professional. We were
Yeah,
always
yeah.
very professional, and there was always something to talk about and discuss.
Yeah, 'cause
because
you're
you're
the
in the
same.
same company.
But it can
You know?
work against you as well, right? I mean, I'm sure. Because it's too close for, I don't know, like sometimes you're at home together, then you're at work together.
No, I think
you
it
know?
worked out much better. These days, it's tougher because there are things, obviously, that I cannot tell her about, and there are
'Cause you're
things that
different
she cannot tell us. It's just being
Yeah.
professional.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
being professional about the whole
For
thing.
me, I find the term work wife offensive.
Work wife.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay, go on. Yeah.
We're going back on air. Stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
If you are on the PIE heading towards the airport, right before the KJE, a vehicle's broken down there, so look out for that. Also on the AYE heading west towards Tuas, before Penjuru Road's exit, avoid the rightmost lane. Vehicles having a spot of trouble there. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning and every Thursday morning is from Career Agility International. He is the founder, Mr. Adrian Choo. Good morning.
Good morning, Adrian. We're talking about work-life balance, and Eric Lowe came on our Facebook and said, easy solution, get a work wife. What are your thoughts?
Work-life balance.
So easy, right? So easy. Oh, I'll just marry
I'll
this
pick you.
this colleague.
so the term work wife actually means not that you're going to marry her or him or whatever. Okay, it's a work wife is someone that you are so close to the office and you work so closely that it's almost like your wife at
So
the
it's not a
office.
literal wife.
Oh, I thought
No.
Oh.
So when you talk about get a work wife, it's a term. It's not I'm married to. So it's someone you're very close to at the office, and then you're always seen together, dining together and everything. Then that's a work wife.
Oh, I thought a work wife was a literal.
Literal wife, not like his
ROM
not
wife.
like
Wait,
that.
dining, seeing them together all
Yeah,
the
because
time.
they're
but
working
is
all the
something
time.
happening?
Yeah, so there's
Is something
may not
happening?
be, maybe platonic, but I don't like. That's why I said earlier offensive.
How would the wife actually feel, though?
Exactly. That's why I feel it's offensive. I feel
Right.
Or
it's
the wife's
rude.
husband would feel,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Either
exactly.
way.
So I always believe there's a very clear line that needs to be drawn anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes just the insinuation of work wife can send wrong messages.
Of course.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah, I know,
right?
when I heard this as well.
I thought you actually meant
Work wife.
I
Yeah,
don't-
you're
married
literally
to-
work
And I
wife,
don't
yeah.
think Eric really knew the meaning of that.
No, actually he does. Eric's just being cheeky, aren't you, Eric?
Eric.
Naughty.
Did you know?
I knew,
Work
I
wife?
knew. But then when you took it literally, I thought, okay, I should shut up.
No,
Because
but he's
I'm the most-
literally his
So you-
work wife.
Right, yeah.
So you thought you knew that it was a work wife.
a work
not-
wife. Because I always joke, like, for example, that this guy's my work husband. Like, because we're so close and we're always together. It's almost like having best bros.
Yeah.
Like oh, you're my best bro, man.
But that's
That's very
okay.
different.
like,
That-
I go toilet, I go with you.
That's
That's
fine.
Yeah,
In fact,
opposite sex is very
correct.
different.
It's like your wife would be offended completely.
Totally.
If
If you
someone
had a
were to
work
say,
wife.
"Hey, Kyle is a work wife."
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I agree.
It's just
I agree.
It's very disrespectful.
I
feel.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know. So
You're right to not like
he's
that
being,
term. I
he's
don't
being
like it.
cheeky. Yeah, he's being cheeky. I think that's quite clear. But
Eric, you better get rid of your work wife right now before your wife
So-
actually
but
listens
the question
in.
is, there's really so much stress on one wife. You want a work wife, a second wife. It's good.
Some people have are suckers.
My wife's gonna kill me.
And so
Suckers
how,
for pain.
how does this contribute to work wife life
Wife balance.
So you know what this person
balance?
means, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
right now I understand.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like a it's-
confidant at work.
not just a confidant at work. What I'm saying here is that, as Adrian said, this person is just being cheeky. So this person is just trying to say that, look, work-life balance is like you just have someone at work, to play around with as well.
So you're talking
So-
about now.
so as to
You're talking
balance
about
things
like affairs.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
is
That's
that
what
it
he
is?
was talking about, right?
I feel like that's what he was talking.
Sometimes the work wife happens to be that, but a lot of times
Like
it's
the
a bit more.
mistress,
It's a bit more
right?
innocuous. A lot of
Yeah.
times it's more like, you're hanging about. You're spending more time with this colleague
Yeah.
than you are with your wife.
And it always leads to unnecessary trouble in your real personal life.
Absolutely.
And this whole thing will just rock and tarnish your own your own life.
and you don't want
And
that.
then no work-life balance because no life, only work.
And then no more work also sometimes.
and then you become sad and lonely.
Okay, this topic is going sideways. Okay,
I thought it's a natural thing.
what?
I mean, because it's in the name of work, anyway. I mean, look, if your husband or your wife, shouldn't you give them the benefit of the doubt? They can have as many work wives and as many work husbands as possible. No,
No.
it's
No,
not.
you
Oh.
shock me right now. What are you talking about now?
Yeah.
I feel like we're...
I'm frowning at Glenn.
Yeah, I know. No, Glenn. no.
No, bro,
Unacceptable.
No, unacceptable.
Cannot. Salah, wrong.
Wow.
It'll get you fired, in fact.
Yes.
It will get you fired. HR will get involved, right?
It's not. It's in the code of conduct book. I'm sure it is.
sure.
Yeah. No fraternizing with the colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, Apple the App and Sandra Park. This is Too Proud on Kiss 92.
Sandara.
I'm not. No, sorry, not according to Joshua Simon.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't listen to what's
No.
fresh on Kiss 92
All the time.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I get my
Your
precise
pronunciation.
pronunciation from.
Pronunciations.
Josh.
Nice.
Right.
Sandra Park.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, where was I? No, I wasn't like condoning anything. What I'm saying here is that, as in the intention, when we're talking about. So early on, that person was just being naughty, insinuating,
To have
the
an
work
affair
wife
kind
is
of thing.
obviously someone who's. Who the person is having benefits with lah. But I mean, if you take that away and we just see it as it is, work, a colleague you're close
Spending
to,
a lot of time with,
spending
yeah.
a lot of time with, that's fine, right?
That's okay.
No,
as long as your wife, your partners are okay with it.
Right.
I mean,
that's
don't
what
you
I
think?
meant.
Yeah.
You guys always think I'm like, no, I wasn't being naughty
I like
or whatever.
seeing
I
Glenn
was-
squirm
I
in
was-
his seat.
Yeah, right, right. And he's like
funny.
crawling back into like it's like toothpaste. Once you squeeze it, you cannot put it back in the tube.
I'm sitting here, I'm wondering, like, did I miss something? It's like, why are they reacting like that? But there are people who have colleagues that they're close to at work and spend a lot of time with, and
have nothing
who are
going
not,
on.
who are not having,
There are.
you
For
know,
sure.
anything. But having said that, there are also their lifetime partners who have an issue with that.
Of course.
Okay.
Actually, Adrian, this really triggered a thought in my head. What about people that are genuinely in a business or running a company with their spouse, where when you go back home, how do they find that distinction between this is home?
I'm running a business with my spouse.
Oh.
Yeah, we're both co-founders of our alternative protein company.
Right.
And we've worked together before as well. So hard,
Okay.
but
And
we
how do you
enjoy
find that-
talking about work.
Why hard though? Why would
No,
it be?
it's not hard. It's not hard because he said about drawing a line. I think there is no line. So like if we go on holidays, we make it a point to say breakfast is the time where we can check our phones, reply our emails and stuff like that. But once breakfast is done, the holiday starts. So every day is like that. Catch up on all your work stuff, discuss everything that needs to be discussed, and then holiday.
Yeah.
And then maybe sometimes having a drink in the evening, we're like, okay, so what do you think about this person, that person for work? But I don't think we ever let it get.
Wow.
It's not a line. There is no line.
That's
You
amazing.
know,
But I think
yeah,
she's also
there is
very fortunate that I think both of them, Bobby and
Bobby's a chill guy, so,
and,
yeah.
and Angel, they they share many things in common.
Yeah.
They're,
know, Carl,
they're a match.
Would you work? Would you start a business and work with your wife?
With my wife, yes, I would. I actually would. Yeah. Because I think she would control things that I don't know how to control.
Yeah.
but
Good balance.
you see her at home, see her at work, see her at home again.
Again, I think it comes back to the fact that if I do start a business with my wife, me being me, I would end up doing something that I truly, truly love. Most
And that
likely
you know will work between the
that
two
I
of
know
you.
will work. But
Yeah.
but if I'm doing what she's doing, I don't know if I can.
I've seen working couples work fantastically.
Yeah.
And I always admire that because I know I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Not everyone can, I think.
My wife will murder me if she has to work with me because she says living with me, all my mess and my bad habits and everything. It's going to be amplified if you're in a work environment. So I know, and I wouldn't do that. But some people, I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
But you see,
Can do
that's what makes us all different.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do the same thing.
I will not
You
be
know?
able to work with my wife. No way. No way.
And you know that, which is good. That's a clear line drawn. No, absolutely not. That's not where we're going,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to know that. I think it's unfortunate for those people that think they can jump into it and then end up ruining a relationship just because they thought this could work, or they admired, like you admired somebody else and they're like, oh no, if they can make it work, why can't we make it work? You know,
I would
not everyone
personally
can.
work with my wife than work with family.
Okay.
I truly believe don't work with family.
No,
damn,
cannot. No,
complicated.
all close friends.
Yeah,
Ooh,
very
absolutely
complicated.
not.
I would rather work with my wife because I would trust her a lot more than to work even with my mom, my dad, my sister, my cousin. No,
No.
thank you.
Yeah.
Don't
And I
want.
think that's very important for you to say that you trust your
Yeah,
wife.
I think
100%. Trust her enough for her to even lead. Maybe you know what I mean.
And the security of
Yeah.
the relationship.
Yeah.
For me, it's not I don't trust my wife, right? But I will always want to lead.
Lead. And
Right.
so
That's
will
the
she.
problem.
And so will she,
Yeah.
probably, right? Yeah.
And she'll get a hit butt from me. That's it.
Probably.
No, I'm kidding. But I will want to lead. And that's the difference, you see. Like, I'm sure Bobby will have no issues letting you lead.
No, I think
as well.
I think we take a balance. Like,
You know
like
what I mean?
he's got his strengths. I allow him to shine there, and then I've got mine. He doesn't involve himself in that, and so it works nicely together. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, you have your disagreements, you have your no, this should be done this way and all that, but we
So-
know that that's work.
So in
and
Angel's
that's
case,
sponsor.
that's truly work-life integration if you think about it, right? So
Absolutely. On holidays, on days off,
Yeah.
out of the studio, in the studio, it's
it's yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally work-life integration.
Integration,
so,
yeah.
which is a good and a bad thing it's a bad thing if you can't manage it.
if you can't manage it. Yeah.
But I guess if you can manage it, it sounds good.
yeah.
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 But why? I mean, just to ask you, okay, Adrian, because I mean, we seem to be similar in that sense.
Yeah.
As you said, it'll be hard for you to work with your wife. Why is that so again?
For me, it's more a personality thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing why people say you can't teach your kids math because you get impatient with them.
Right.
More impatient with your kids than you are with other people's
Friends.
kids or friends.
Yeah.
So I think for me it's a personality thing, and I think there's such a thing as too much Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can ask Yen. She'll tell you that it's too much Adrian, and yeah, that's why after 12 o'clock she knocks off work already. She says, "Okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna go back. It's too much of you." So the energy level and everything, and my quirks and everything. Sometimes I know that it's there, and I wouldn't. That's why, and work style as well.
Yeah.
Because just an example, like Yen and I, my co-founder, we've been working for the past 6 years already. Okay, this business, and you can ask her next time she's on air how long it took for her to adjust to me, because we have
It's still work in progress.
still in progress. So it's not now it's not even called adjusting; it's called tolerating. So because I'm a squirrel, I'll go, let's do this. No, let's try that. No, let's try this very fast on the fly. Because as an entrepreneur, you need to be very quick.
Right.
But ultimately, and I do like to do things last minute. Because my best work comes out from the last minute when the juices are all flowing. Best work comes out. Like I have a presentation this later in the afternoon. I just got it started yesterday, and the work is amazing. But I've been sitting on it for about 2 weeks, and I've been trying it. So if someone's not used to my last minute kind of style,
Yeah.
they'll be nagging, they'll be frustrated, they go. But so I know for myself, my style and my wife's style don't work in a corporate type of setting.
She's a pre-planner and you're the last minute
she's
guy.
a-
Yeah.
So even when we're doing projects like planning for a trip, yes, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The spikes come out already.
Right.
Like-
But who
like-
does it though? You do it, or does she do the planning for the holiday?
So, and that's where we learn how to cope and work with each other's style. So she gives me the broad brush, where how many days I will go into this city by then. Then she gives me the ideas. Then I will fill in the logistics and everything. Right. And then we find a cadence. So once again, it's all about learning to work with each other. Yeah, but I'm the last minute guy.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like with work-life balance, right? When a couple works together, obviously lives together, they find the balance outside of each other, as opposed to someone who is working like a normal job without their spouse. They find balance in each other. Do you think that's something to think about?
I think that kind of makes sense, right? I think so. Yeah, I would if I did. But then again, if you're seeing them, if you're working during office hours, after office hours, then it's not even time to step back in.
Right. Yeah.
Eric has come back and said, "Pardon me, I thought work wife can be a guy as well."
Okay.
So he didn't know that. term.
Traffic.
Your love is a shortcut to heaven.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okie dokie. On the PIE towards the airport before the KJE, a vehicle's broken down there. On the AYE towards Tuas before Penjuru Road's exit, avoid the rightmost lane. Another vehicle has broken down. Finally, on Seletar West Link, this is towards West Camp Road, right after Yishun Avenue 1. If you know exactly the spot I'm talking about, avoid the left lane because an accident has been spotted. Wherever you are today, stay safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Just an acknowledgement once again that today is World Down Syndrome Day.
Yes.
And, we're in the studio here wearing mismatched socks.
Yes.
Okay, and the reason why, we're asking people to wear mismatched socks today is to show support for differences.
That's right.
And we've been hashtagging Rock Your Socks.
Rock
right?
your socks. That's
your
right.
socks.
Because There is an initiative that's going on, not just today. I think if you do it anytime, it is to showcase the individual identity, interests, preferences, and talents of those who have been diagnosed with Down syndrome. So we celebrate World Down Syndrome Day today with the Rock Your Socks movement. So please, intentionally wear different socks on your feet, And if anybody asks you why, you can bring attention to the Down syndrome community. Yes, one is blue and one is pink for Glenn.
Yes.
Mine's one is white, one is black for me and Kyle.
I've got one donut and one watermelon.
There you go. And Cheyenne's wearing mismatched socks as well. So we're all doing it in the studio.
I didn't get a memo, so
Sorry,
I didn't
we
wear
should
socks.
have sent it to you.
I'm feeling left out now.
It's okay. You can exchange socks with Glenn if you'd like.
Why?
But then it'll be mismatched. Yeah, okay, anyway.
But yeah,
All right.
rock your socks today. Rock your socks.
Rock your socks. Hashtag it as well.
Okay, we're rocking our Adrian Choo time today. Adrian, of course, the founder at Career Agility International, and today we're talking about work-life balance. Is there really work-life balance going out? Do some people deserve work-life balance? Do we really want work-life balance? And you were saying Eric got in touch with us.
Yeah, so I think when he meant work wife, he wasn't being cheeky because he said, I thought work wife also meant a guy. So it's just a person that you spend a lot of time with,
okay.
that will nag you for your well-being, that will spend a lot of time with you. And he didn't necessarily mean having an affair. Which, yeah, so he was not being cheeky.
Which
so now
Angel
you know.
said he was.
No, I did not say
I
he
said he
was.
was. I said he
He
was.
said,
Oh,
yeah. Don't point fingers.
But I like it. Anyway, so the big question is this: work-life balance, does it exist, or can it exist, or is it a pipe dream? My point of view is that if you're always hunting for perpetual work-life bliss, balance bliss, you're going to be miserable. Because there'll be seasons where you'll be so busy that you got to take a step back from your work, from your life, and focus on the work.
Yeah.
And there'll be seasons when they'll be quiet, then you can spend more time on your life rather than work.
Yeah.
So rather than seeking a constant state of high work-life balance, realize that there are seasons. And if you can manage the seasons properly, I think it will be a lot happier. So as I was just sharing with my daughter yesterday, I said, one of the biggest challenges I've had in the workplace is that when I'm busy, just like you, when you're busy, you're really busy and you're complaining, I'm so busy, man, shucks, I wish I had. And then you're unhappy. And then when it's a quiet,
You're like, why am I not busy?
No gigs, nothing. Then you're like, oh shucks, when's the money gonna come from?
Yeah.
And then you're unhappy. So if you're not careful, you can be while seeking perpetual bliss, you can be perpetually unhappy.
Yeah.
So you gotta learn the balance. I think the balance is not in work life, it's in your mindset.
Yeah.
And just being grateful for what you have and being grateful for what you don't have.
Yep.
But if you're burning out, then take steps.
This is very spiritual, Adrian. It's like on the path to enlightenment, if you're constantly looking for enlightenment, then you're going to always be looking for it.
Of course, because in the end, you'll find it's right where you didn't think it was in you, right?
Yeah, and same with work-life balance. If I'm always asking or wanting, I want to have work-life balance,
You will get no work.
I will never have no work. I will never have no balance.
Yeah.
We have joy, we have fun,
We have
Adrian
seasons
in the sun, playing golf. Okay, let's go
Having a
to talk
beer.
to Adrian on the Big Show TV. Here's Mabel with Don't Call Me Up on Kiss 92.
When I'm underneath the bright light.
Bright like the sun. Okay. Right. So,
Any
back
chance to sing.
to,
Any chance to sing.
I think here in Singapore, right, no one is crying out for work-life balance. I don't know. I feel like no one
Singapore?
is. Yeah, in Singapore.
No, I don't think so.
They're not crying out.
I
They
think-
talk about it. They're like, oh yeah. They're always like, if only I had more
I think
work-life
But you
balance.
know what's
do they
worse
really
than that?
mean
You
it?
know what's worse than that? What I can't stand are people who actually boast about not having work-life balance. You see them online, they go like,
Right.
oh no, I stay up so late. No, it's almost like a culture where I'm proud of having to work
Yeah.
so hard, the grinding, the hustling culture and everything.
Yeah.
And, especially if you're a business leader and you're sending the message to your teammates, is that a good message? I don't know. Because it's so there is there are some people who you can see very clearly they're taking photos of themselves working late at night or on weekends, and they're proud of it.
Yeah.
Well, according to a 2022 study,
Yeah.
a staggering 70% of Singaporeans reported having a poor work-life balance, primarily due to overwhelming workloads. I think also there were even more recent studies like last year or something that we are very, very overworked. So when you say that, Glenn, you were saying, I don't think anybody is really feeling that. I think people are very, very overworked.
Because
in
I don't
Singapore.
believe what they're saying.
No, I think-
Singaporeans sometimes they'll say right, but they don't mean.
I think
you know what I mean?
I think it also depends on who you hang out with. Do you know what I mean?
No, I
The
think
people that you surround yourself with. I'm telling you, people in Singapore are super stressed. You jump onto the train, and I do all the time. You guys drive, right? I'm on the train. I'm on the buses and all that. You can see. I feel the unhappiness in people because they're constantly striving to have to pay the bills.
Yeah, but you
That's
also,
what
I mean, don't write off this possibility as well, that Singaporeans, because we're a nation of complainers, will just complain for the sake of complaining. But whether or not they mean it, that's another story altogether. I mean, it's been demonstrated many, many times over. You complain about your government, you complain about your job, you complain about your friends, but in actuality, you love
Every one of them.
everything.
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
But you just say it. You know what I mean? To the point where sometimes you just take things for granted.
Guilty
You
as
know what I
charged.
mean? Yeah.
Guilty as charged. No, it's like I was once at Takashimaya and I got this free small egg frying pan.
Too small.
I was complaining to my colleague. I was like, "This is so small. No, what can you fry one egg? Who eats one egg? You know?" Then she said, "We also complain." I was like,
Right?
"Oh, shucks, that's still Singaporean of me." It's
Yeah,
we
yeah.
also complain.
Then
So-
when you got too much work-life balance, you have time, let's say,
I'm so
then you start thinking
bored.
about other things, and then you're thinking about other things to complain about. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So we are proudly Singaporean. I think it's a blessing to be able to complain about things.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So this comment was from Mahesh. What exactly is work-life balance? Is it 50-50? 75-25? Like what is that balance?
I think you can create it yourself. I mean, to me, I think work-life balance is what you make of it.
I think so.
When you feel that you can stop thinking about work and carry on living your life, say when you go out in the evening and have a date night or hang out with friends
Right.
and not speak about work at all,
Yeah.
I think that's work-life balance
Yes.
to me. You know? Or I think if you want to continue talking about work, you're enjoying talking about work. You're not complaining about work.
But sometimes, like I know
I
this
feel.
finance manager who the company isn't doing that well. So when her teammates were retrenched or got fired or resigned, there was no backfill. So she was handling a team of 6, and now she's handling a team of 2, and there's no backfill. So these 3 folks are doubling up, and they're working very late at night till 1 a.m. every other evening, and that's just taking a toll on her. So sometimes the work-life balance piece is literally the work is just so heavy that you cannot. Then what do you do in that case?
I think a good example of like work-life balance, like for some people, some guys or whatever, would be like, okay, because you start work, I mean, for regular people, not like
9
us,
to 5.
right? It's 9, is it? 9
I
to
think
5.
so. Yeah, it is.
Is
I
that
think it's
9 to 5 or 9 to
9
6
to
or
5.
9 to
because
5,
I
I think,
remember
9
one
to
time
5.
people saying till 6 or what. Okay, so 9 to 5. Let's say 9 to 5. So you work right from 9 to 5, and then after that they go out with their friends
To have
like
a happy hour
karaoke or whatever. That to them is maybe balancing
Yeah.
out, their day. you know.
And then they dread, oh, I gotta go home now and see the wife and have dinner and go. You know what I mean? I've heard a lot of people
I
like that.
know
you
people who are
they
like
have
that,
their happy hour,
Yeah.
like with their guy friends
Yeah,
or
yeah.
their colleagues or whatever, and then they're like, okay, I gotta go home now, and it's almost like a sense of dread.
Right.
Where's
And
the
after
one-
drinking, then they go home because they're unhappy. Then they have these quarrels with the wife
Because-
and say things that they regret.
Because the wife feels like, why not right after work come back to me to let loose.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean. Because they let
after
loose
they'll
at
say,
like
but
happy
I
hour,
come
right?
back to you. Then are you giving me that love?
But
Are
what
we
if,
hanky pankying? No.
what if it's the wife that's going out for that beer?
And what's wrong with
same
that?
thing, same
what's
thing.
wrong with that? Yeah,
Then
nothing
she'll go
wrong.
back home and the husband will ask her something. Then after that she'll go like, but then it feels like you don't want me.
But then you're not sitting in a tie with nothing else on. Sorry, it's going too far. Okay.
Yeah. See, at the end of the day, it gets back to,
Sex.
are you having enough sex?
Wait, are we on air or are we live now?
No, it's over already. I
don't know what we're doing.
We're still on air. Oh my goodness.
Cheyenne's just like, yeah, whatever.
This is the off-air part, right? The Big Show TV, where things are said that will not be said when we go back on.
Yeah. If you missed any part of this show,
Yeah.
you can always download the audio app.
Like later, if you go on air, Kyle, you mention sex, I'm Kyle.
How dare you?
Go wash your mouth out. The children listening.
But it is true that there some people I know are being overworked, and it's tough. And I think if you're being overworked because they don't have enough resources, I think it's time to have a conversation with your boss. And if that overworked situation is not improving and it's taking a toll on your health or your relationships or anything, look for another role.
And I think if you're dreading going home and having a tough time at home, it's time to relook it as well, because I mean it's both.
I thought you were going to say look for another wife.
No. Well, it might turn out to that, but I swear to God, people like dread.
Yeah.
Some people dread going back home.
I'm
after
telling you, it's the
work,
lack of
know?
sex. I'm telling you.
Yes, it could be.
Of
It
late,
could
there are
very
a lot
well
of
be.
articles about sexless
Oh my
marriages
God, yes.
and this and that. Hey, you talk about it, people falling ill. Tell the truth, if I don't have, I feel sick.
Is that why you fell
I
sick
feel
last
like it
week?
affects my health. Well, maybe. I can say that I would love to be having much more. Okay? But seriously, when I don't have enough of that, right, I feel ill. Though.
Then you have to resort to your Yu Yan Sang.
Oh yes. Okay.
Well,
That's, I mean,
the essence of chicken, is it? With American ginseng.
with American ginseng and
Angel was going.
Hua Shen. or
Yu Yan Sang.
something. Hua Shen.
Yu Yan Sang.
Yeah, that's my essence of chicken.
Yeah.
No, I was just telling them after I recovered last week, right? Because I wasn't well. Over the weekend, I had a few of the essence of chicken to bring my energy, back up. And it always works for me. So anyway, that's
Story for another day.
That's not a sponsored little talk set there, okay. But yeah, okay. Sorry. Back to what we're talking about.
He forgot everything already because he was on that favorite topic. So
I'm just like, hey, it's important, I mean, don't ever, because I hear some people go like, no lah, come on, don't be a sex maniac, always talking about sex and all that, I'm like, hey, hello, it's a real thing and it's important, okay?
Kevin says you
don't
need
downplay
you
it.
need to wash your mouth out, Kevin.
You of all people don't talk right now. Okay, here we go. Stray Kids with La 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 right here. Wait, let me check. What La? Wait, where is it now?
It's
I don't
gone
see
back
it.
up,
Can I
yeah.
have a look?
4 Las.
La 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 La. Okay, Stray Kids with La 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 right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. It's Glenn, Angel, Kyle, and Adrian. It is Happy at Work Thursday. Adrian, of course, the founder at Career Agility International. We're talking about work-life balance.
Does it exist?
well, I think in conclusion, after 1 hour of fun conversations on things related to work and otherwise,
Yes.
what I was saying earlier, for those of you who might have missed, I think if you're always seeking for that perfect balance of work-life balance, okay, the truth is you won't get that perfect balance all the time. There'll be seasons where you'll be so bogged down by work, and then you'll be unhappy. There'll be seasons where you have too much life and you're bored, and then you're unhappy. So I think it's just realizing that to enjoy whatever stage you're at, but if if the work is really getting to you and affecting your health, affecting your relationships, your marriage, then it's time to review your career strategy and think whether or not this is the right job for me, whether or not my bosses are being fair to me.
Yeah.
The team is leaving, they're resigning, and they're resigning oftentimes because the workload is too heavy and they're resigning and your bosses are not backfilling the roles. You end up carrying more, but on that same miserable salary which you started out with. And your bosses are not being fair to you. Then maybe it's time for you to explore other options out there.
Right.
So I think we need to take back control.
Explore other options. Yes.
Yeah, it's for work.
Indeed, for work. Yeah. Of course, for work. Angel, what are you thinking or what?
Nothing. Thank you, Adrian.
Yes.
Have a lovely weekend.
It's 8:54 already.
Is it already
Oh my
Thursday?
goodness.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Oh my gosh, one more
Yeah.
sleep to the weekend.
All right. Okay, Adrian, thank you so much, for being with us today, enlightening us, entertaining us. Before we let you go, anything you would like to say?
Have a great weekend, everybody. It's going to be a fun one, and just I hope it rains. It's been so hot, and just chill out and just enjoy yourself.
Good that you say that today.
Happy
because-
to have met you
He's
today.
not
as
playing
well.
golf, right? Good thing you said
Lots of
that, Adrian. He's not playing golf today.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
Tomorrow, let it be sunny.
Let it be sunny.
Okay. All right. Have a wonderful day ahead, Adrian. Thank you so much. We've been speaking to Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. Coming up, headline news and sports.
The only way to get out of bed. Glenn, Angel,